All right, Facebook, we're going to get started in 1 second. We're just getting things locked in. All right, here we are. My name's Dr. Cordie Williams, hashtag megaphone vet, hashtag megaphone marine, hashtag dad life, right? Dad life, where you leave the house and as you're leaving the house, something happens. Either somebody poos or you get thrown up on or something happens, right? That's what happens when you have kids under 3. But enough about me, because the special guest I have needs no introduction at all, because he got blown up by POTUS. And whatever you think about POTUS, whatever you don't think about POTUS, President Donald Trump, I always think it's an honor when you get mentioned by anybody. But when you get mentioned by the President of the United States, that is just awesome. And so I want to introduce my good friend. I call him Big MAGA, Mr. Stephen Davis, right there. This guy has a T-shirt he has an awesome POTUS T-shirt for like every day. And of course, to his right of those huge biceps, right? And I was going to say my entire body weight is like part of the sleeve of Mr. Davis's like shirt there. To the right is the brains of the operation, just like Hannah and Dr. Tanya and Haley are the brains of my operation. Miss Myriam, his lovely wifey from this lifey, who's helping him out. There you go, right? There you go. But Stephen, thank you so much for coming on today.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be here with you, brother.
Yeah, likewise, man. And you know, we were out at Huntington Beach a couple of weeks ago, and you know, I don't know if you saw me, but I definitely saw you, man, because you definitely, you know what I mean? I'm like, this guy is gigantic. I gotta talk to this guy, man. I'm like, who got the raw end of the stick genetically here, right? It's like, oh my goodness, man. So how many cans of spinach, bro? How many cans of spinach?
All of them. They're all of them. I enjoy all of them. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
I don't share.
He doesn't share any of them. And you know, this is the guy that you want if you're in a dark alley, man.
Yes.
I'm calling this guy.
I got your back. Please and thank you.
But hopefully we made a couple of people laugh and chuckle. But I just wanted to have you guys on and have your family on, because, you know, I founded an organization recently with my best friend, Chris Lippy, called 1776 Forever Free. And it's all about freedom and choice. It's all about freedom and choice. And, you know, I know when I saw you on Saturday, because I saw you at Huntington Beach, I noticed you and I'm like, I got to talk to that guy, but kids were acting up and things got a little cray there. Right. And so I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but then I saw you literally, you're like 10 feet from me when I was speaking on Saturday in San Diego. And I'm like, I got to talk to this guy. I got to talk to this guy because, you know, I mean, there's such a narrative out there of like, these rallies are all about guys that look like me, and it's about entitlement. And it's like, hey, if you're African American, you're not going to the rally, and it's 90% white. And I mean, first of all, I'm a mutt, and I grew up in a trailer park where we put like literally like hay bales around the trailer to keep it insulated. I mean, we were ghetto with double T's and double O's right on the end. And you know, that's the way I grew up. So I was not entitled. I'm a mutt anyways. I think there's some Native American in there, some Italian. I don't even know what else. And my wife is 50% Turkish, but that's besides the point. There's this narrative that it's only certain people of a certain color, a certain ethnicity and all that. And I just want to continue to get people of a different ethnicity, religion, culture, or narrative to kind of tell their story. So I guess my first question, and I'm going to shut up, would be, you know, you're wearing a MAGA hat.
Yes, sir.
You're wearing a 45 on your shirt.
Yes, sir.
I don't care whether somebody's blue or red, Democratic, liberal, libertarian. I just want people that bleed red, white, and blue. So kind of, you know what I'm saying? Tell our audience, my man, what was it for you that made you like, why do you support the current president?
It's been a heck of a journey for me. Oh man. It started off just being really naive, really. Just really being naive to what's going on. I remember I always said for the longest time, I don't want to learn politics. I don't want to learn. There's too much to it. Yeah. There's too much to it. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to really dabble into that right now because I know that once I get into it, I'm in it.
Yeah.
So I stayed away from politics as much as I could. And, as I said on the interview, I believed everything the media told me. I believed all of it. Hook, line, and sinker. I fell for it. I drank that daggone Kool-Aid. Lord have mercy. And we all know Kool-Aid tastes good, tastes sweet, but it's not good for you, okay? Just like the media, it's not good for you. And I drank the Kool-Aid, and it got to the point where I was just like, you know what? Why do I believe what I believe? I just want to know why. I really want to know why, so I can debate these Trump supporters and be able to beat them down with these facts that I just got through learning. But I learned a lot about this president and his policies and the decisions that he's made and the stands that he's taken, that these conservative stances that I believe in and I've always believed in.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where I was like, you know what? How am I considering myself a Democrat? Yeah. If everything I believe aligns with the Republican Party. Especially within the Black community, we're often raised conservative, family values, God first, work hard, don't go to the government, earn your own. Abortion is wrong, it's immoral. So we have these conservative values. I don't know where we get lost along the way and claim Democrat, but I started reverting back to a lot of these values that I've had before in the past. And it was a great feeling. It really was a great feeling when I finally realized that I'm not about the narrative that the media is putting out. I'm not about that. I can think for myself. I can reason for myself. I can actually use my brain. Yeah. So it switched rather quickly. It was almost like an overnight thing. And I really, I think I started making Facebook posts, political Facebook posts in 2018. And boy, oh boy, don't you say anything as a Black man. Don't you dare say anything remotely positive about the current president. And I got just blasted.
Destroyed?
Absolutely destroyed.
And when did that, I'm curious, when they started and by the way, for our viewers, I just want to really highlight, I'm not here to push my political agenda or my political viewpoints. Literally, I just want to keep saying this because I really want you guys to believe this. I think this is an important perspective. I'd like to interview some liberal or Democratic folks too. Literally, we just want to hear from people that say, right now, the quarantine and the face masking and all that, and this lack of choice and freedom that's being stolen, we just want that perspective. And I just want to really debunk the narrative. And that's why I'm so glad you're sharing, Stephen, that this is about okay, if you're Republican, you're going to go to these rallies and you're going to support that we should have liberty and freedom, that these rallies are all Trump people, that it's all, and we're only attacking one part of it. Mr. Stephen happens to be a Trump supporter, but he also happens to be African-American. And so I'm just curious, how did you vote? So I mean, what I hear you saying is prior to 2018, you were somebody that was just a Democratic voter basically, right? Is that right?
Well, actually, I didn't vote at all.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was one of those that, it's all rigged. It's all rigged.
Okay. Okay.
I was one of,
yeah.
I was a little lost.
So when they pushed back against her, and I don't mean to interrupt you, we can interrupt each other too. You can interrupt me too, because it's a conversation, right? I want it to be that way. But when they pushed back about you kind of taking a different stance or just saying, hey, what's going on here? Kind of asking questions. Did you learn anything from that?
I learned that I need to know my facts. Okay. There was a lot of facts that I didn't know. Okay. Right? And I often got attacked because I didn't know those particular facts. They didn't really make a difference here or there. but I got attacked. So I was like, okay, now I need to really do my research. I really need to do my due diligence. So the next time they approach me, I'm on it. I'm on it, you know. And so yeah, I had to. That was the main thing. That was the main thing. I kept getting attacked, and there's the little facts that they, I got you, you know, and try to make your point null and void.
Did
But
the sensitivity? Go ahead. Sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
no.
I was just curious. Did the sensitivity to like from a reactionary standpoint, did their sensitivity to you just even being like of a different opinion or just asking questions, did that kind of teach you anything at all, or what was it for you?
I did see the sensitivity. Honestly, it really opened my eyes, to be honest.
Okay.
Because the they're so sensitive in the sense that, again, I'm a black man.
Yeah.
Don't you dare step out of line, right?
Wow.
So because I was just stepping out of line, it is almost like it just struck a nerve. It automatically struck a nerve. I got so many, I got vilified, the coons, the Uncle Jay, exactly. I got it. I received it all, and it really hurt, and you really have to grow with a thick skin. You really do.
Yeah.
You really do. But and I really have it since from the beginning. Woo.
Myriam, what was that like for you to kind of see your husband kind of going through that, and he's got this like different opinion, his opinions changed. I'm just curious, like what your reaction was to it, and how long it took you to jump on board with his views, and kind of, yeah. I see where it's going. I love it. My wife's from New York, so I'll tell my story in a second, a little bit, but yeah.
It took a while. I did see a lot of it, and I learned actually when he was doing his researches. I would just listen to him because he's the person to, he would type out his responses, look up the facts, and then send the message. He's not one to just, be on his phone, type, and send. No, he likes to proofread his messages to make sure he's stating the facts correctly. So that taught me a lot, for myself. I'm Hispanic, I'm Mexican, I also got vilified on my side of the family. So it's been a struggle for both of us, but it did take me a while. I can not proudly say I did not vote for Trump when he was elected, because I did drink from the Kool-Aid. I did believe the media. I'm like I said, I'm from Hispanic descent, so a lot of my family, I have a lot of illegal immigrants on my family.
Yeah.
So, you always have that in the back of your mind, and then the media, vilifying Trump and what he stands for. So I voted the opposite way. But yeah, just seeing how he was just attacked for his beliefs, pretty much, for standing up for what he believes is right. Was
what innately resonated with him.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
It's interesting because when I was, for years, growing up, my dad would vote Republican, and I'm not sure really what my mom did, right? I just didn't know, and then I was always about the person, like who I resonated with, more the person than the policy.
Right.
And so if I could have voted, right, because I just turned 40 in January, if I could have voted, I would have voted for Bill Clinton back in the day. I was going into the Marine Corps in 1998, and we were in that transition period where it was like at the second year mark. So I got to vote. I voted for Bush. I voted for Bush twice, and then I voted for Obama twice, right? And that's the only part of my record I'm gonna share, because I don't want to make this political. I do want it to be about like inclusively drawing people in, and really getting people back to, you guys think back like 15 years, right? 20 years ago, right? 10 years ago, probably you could say. Well, yeah, probably 14 to 16 years ago. Remember when you used to be able to have a conversation about politics or just a differing opinion, and it wasn't like It wasn't like you were a piece of trash as a human being
Right.
or something was wrong with you. Like, it's gotten so contentious and so emotional.
Right.
And I mean, I honestly, there's swamp creatures on both sides of the aisle.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so what I want people to really see about these rallies, and this is why I wanted to have you two amazing people on today, is
Thank you.
like, yeah, you guys are beautiful, man. You guys are patriots, man. And I just love patriots.
Amen.
And I, you know, it doesn't matter. What matters is, do you bleed red, white, and blue?
Yes.
Is
Do
your
we care
skin-
about this country?
Right.
Exactly,
You
man.
know,
Like,
and that's
go ahead,
I mean,
man.
that's my whole stand right now with everything going on. Is I'm not ready to let go of my rights. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, and people shouldn't. I've been approached by people that, you know, are anti-Trump, and I tell them it's okay.
Yeah.
It's your choice. It's your choice.
Totally.
Thankfully, we still have that choice. You know, it's your right. But they're still approaching me and telling me how they're seeing a lot of things. You know, how everything starts making sense. How you know, how the the Democratic Party is. It seems to more so care about taking away their rights. And my
Well,
thing
and
is like,
look, go ahead. Sorry.
okay, sorry. It's
You
like,
go.
to me, it's like, it's not about, like you said, it's not about one party or the other. It's more so, do you care about your rights?
Yeah.
Do you care about this country? Do you care about your fellow American? You know,
Because I mean, look how easy it was. And I'm not here to get into a conspiracy or anything like that, but just look at how easy it's been to get everybody to live in fear,
yes,
wear a mask,
yes,
quarantine and stay home, and
yeah.
give up their right to even worship in church.
Oh my God.
Right. I mean, if we just stop there, right. And then they're talking about, you know, kind of monitoring us like
Yeah, with the app.
dogs. Exactly. The app or whatever. And like, that's why I just want to talk to my people that are saying that these rallies are like only a certain type of person.
No,
Put
not at all.
aside
We're
the-
all races.
Yeah.
Of, like you say, we, as long as we all bleed red, white, and blue, it doesn't matter what color, what ethnicity, what religion, what sexual orientation. It doesn't matter. We're there to support one thing. It's each other, our country, and our freedom.
What do you guys think is the reason why people have this belief system? Because I mean, obviously this belief system was occurring long before COVID and before these rallies and all that, about that there's this particular type of person that is kind of believes this or believes that. And it seems like that narrative is driving into the rallies now. And so, you know, it's like you can't listen to rap and wear a cowboy hat, right? I mean, it's kind of like the same thing, right? There's no way that you can have a cowboy hat at home, which, by the way, I listen to rap and I have a cowboy hat and I drive a red truck, right?
He listens to country music.
I love country.
I love it, baby.
So,
Come on, man.
I love it.
I'm not supposed to, apparently. I'm not supposed to.
Well,
but
that's what I'm saying, right? Right? It's like
exactly.
we hold ourselves into believing that we have to be this type of person. We have to all these different views and we have to be this way. And I just believe that it's about freedom and choice. And really, you could just say, like, let's get back to the heart of it, right? My friend Donna, she's a former Fox News anchor from years ago, like 20 years ago, right? 15 years ago. You know, it's kind of about like morally, what do you think is right and wrong? And I don't mean like morally from the standpoint of like, hey, you're going to hell, but like morally, what is right for your country?
Right.
Like, since when did it become bad for America to do good? And what I mean by like that, for us to like prosper, right? Like I just, like, why is that? Go ahead, Stephen, you were saying?
No, you can't be rich. You can't be a rich guy in America. You are the devil. Apparently, if you're a billionaire, if you do well for yourself, which I thought was the American dream, you know, get the white picket fence, you know, the nice house, you know, nice family, the big family, whatever. That used to be the American dream. All of a sudden, though, you are the devil if you made X amount of dollars. Not if you apparently, you know, like you got your Bernie Sanders of the world. You know, he vilified everybody for being a millionaire. And then when he became a millionaire, he started vilifying the billionaires because he's now a millionaire, you know. And it's this constant. I don't get it. I don't get it. I want to do well for myself, and I shouldn't be vilified for wanting to do better. I shouldn't
Yeah.
be vilified for being successful.
And wanting others to do better. I
Right.
mean, that's the whole point. It's like we help each other succeed and make this country a better place.
Yes.
But we have to start from the inside.
Yeah. Did you, Myriam, I was just curious, when Stephen kind of got on the conservative bug and he kind of moved into a different way of thinking, how long was it before you kind of transitioned to his side? And was there, did you guys, I mean, because for my wife and I, Dr. Tanya and I, we've gotten into some interesting discussions in the past, like years ago, about belief systems and stuff like that. And it can be really interesting and, like an intimate relationship, like a marriage, or whether you're dating somebody or whatever. So I'm just curious.
I would say probably about a year and a half, maybe, into the relationship. Because I too grew up in a home where politics was never discussed. I grew up Jehovah's Witness. So we stayed away from politics as much as possible. I mean, not even discussed it at all whatsoever.
Okay.
So when me and him would have discussions about anything involving politics, I had no knowledge whatsoever. I didn't know who was president. I only knew maybe because I was going to school, but I didn't know anything about the policies. I didn't know anything about anything. So it took me a while because I was very naive. It took me a while to understand where it all came from and how important it is, to get informed and not listen to the media.
What do you guys think is the biggest blessing that's come out of like that has come out of the COVID kind of experience or issue? Because obviously there's a lot of bad that's come out of it. Oh, that's awesome.
The time spent.
I love that.
Definitely the time spent, gotten closer to each other. And
Okay.
I mean, I would say, despite all the lockdowns and whatnot, I've gotten to meet a lot of wonderful people. I mean, you are definitely one of them.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Watching your videos, just standing up there in front of all this law enforcement it takes a lot of courage. I've always been afraid of law enforcement. I do have deep respect for them, but I just have a few people in a law enforcement uniform. But definitely just meeting all these people with the same beliefs and the same values, and just connecting with people and supporting each other. It's just we've grown into a little family, and it's growing.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I definitely have to say, in going to these rallies, since these lockdowns, I've noticed that people on both sides of the aisle have been coming together more. It's kind of nice. I've been to some rallies and they'll say, "No, I never voted for Trump." I'm not about that. But what's going on right now it's exactly, I'm being affected. I can't eat. So I'm seeing people on both sides of the aisle finally mingling.
So good, right?
Wow. You think about different, situations that's happened throughout, American history, particularly 9/11.
Yeah.
People from both sides of the aisle came together and they were able to love on each other. And any other situation that would have never happened.
Yeah.
But whenever calamity strikes, the silver lining is we do come together as a people. I wish we would come together a little bit more, when times are good. But needless to say, during this situation, I've seen a lot of leftists, stand side to side with us and say, we may not agree politically, but we both agree that we need to eat. And what's going on here it's unacceptable.
Totally agree. And I love that too. I'm first of all, I'm flattered by the nice words and the kind words, Myriam. And I totally, I agree. There's just been amazing people that have come out of this, amazing relationships that have come out of this, friendships that have come out of this. And I think I also think it kind of shows how much people are impacted by, or how there's so many forces that are driven by what the media says or doesn't say. But there's also a lot of people, the blessing to this is there's a lot of people waking up. There's a lot of people saying, you know what, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Well, I heard this stat today and then I heard this, and now they're expecting me. And it's really getting people to critically think again.
Yes.
Questions, you know, like what you guys are saying, kind of about some of the political decisions that you made. You know, it was funny. I was kind of sharing you this before we went on air today. I had a African-American friend. And I'm not going to blow him up because I don't know if he wants to be blown up.
He knows who he is.
But yeah, right. And he reached out to me yesterday. And this is how, and I'm not blaming, I don't want to blame one party because I don't want to alienate a viewer out there. Because again, freedom and choice, liberty and freedom.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk about the rally in a second that's coming up this weekend. But, you know, he reached out to me and the first thing he does is he posts a picture. And, you know, it's this small little tiny picture, right? And then the annotation underneath, and I think it was this, and I'm just characterizing it the way he said it. This is an African-American friend of mine. I've had friends of all ethnicities my entire life. Okay. My entire life. I was born in Alabama. I was raised in Seattle. Okay. In a very, you know, urban area of Seattle, right? In a very urban area. And, you know, so I've always, Americans are Americans. It like this never mattered to me. It just never mattered to me, right?
There we go.
But my African-American friend reached out to me and he said, wow, there's certainly not a lot of brown there, question mark. And that's literally what it said. And there was a picture there. And so I just began to ask questions and I just kind of said, well, you know, I don't know what you mean by that. And this is a private Facebook message. Like I didn't engage with my friend at all. He like came at me. I haven't talked to him in a while. Right. And I was like, well, that's interesting because there's 30 to 40% at the very minimum that are at these rallies that are all ethnicities.
Absolutely.
And then he was kind of like, then he came back, you know, I'm not going to get on my phone and read it, but he was basically like, then he came back and he's like, well, you know, I think your estimates might be a little low. And I said, well, I didn't poll or tally it. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what I saw.
Right.
And, you know, it really seems like there's this fear. So whoever's out there, if you're African-American, Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, you know, if you show up on Saturday, okay.
This Saturday.
Saturday, May 23rd at 12 o'clock in front of the Capitol.
Yes, sir.
If you feel like unsafe or like you can't be there, you can come stand by me.
Yes.
And I guarantee your safety. Okay. And yeah. And this small guy right here, if you don't feel safe, he's going to be really close to me, right? He can make all of us feel safe. You know what I mean? We can just stand under his big tree trunk arms, right? We can stand under those big tree trunk arms. But it's like he said that. And I just really want people to feel safe at these rallies, safe to come, because then we kind of went back and forth about just history. And he shared his views and I shared some viewpoints. And it was kind of a political discussion for a second.
Okay.
But then I shared my voting record with him. And I said, buddy, this isn't like you're taking one group of people and because the media told you to, now you're stereotyping them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Not everybody's gathering for that. And we went back and forth for a minute. And I think I made some good points to him and he made some good points to me. And I said, well, you know, at one point I said, you know, I don't think you're leaving really an opening in the door open for me to like kind of enter here. And then I don't know what we said. We kind of went back and forth and it was very loving. I said, I really respect you. And, you know, he kind of shared like his history around like politics and, you know, some like told me about like his record of his resume. And I don't mean that in a weird way. Like he shared, yeah, I'm well-spoken on this and that. And I'm like, oh, well, that's always been my experience of you. You know, really intelligent, beautiful, like awesome dude. Right. And that's why I always love your perspective.
Right.
And then I, you know, we went back and forth for a little while and I said, well, brother, you only have one choice. You can either have your opinion about what this is, or you can come to one of them and you can check it out. Yes. And we went back and forth and he finally agreed to come to one. He said he's going to keep the social distancing. And I said, that's cool. Whatever you want. And that's kind of what we're about, man. Right. You know what my social distancing is? It's when I come up and give you a hug. Right. That's what my social distancing is.
Yes. I love hugs.
There you go.
You know, I mean, we're human. We need that interaction.
You know, 100% we do.
Distance.
And imagine if everybody right now, because there's something about the mask, not only does it make you drink your own CO2 and it lowers and immunosuppresses you and make you more likely to get the virus.
Yep.
Okay? Because if you look at all the studies out there, right?
All the
yeah, I would love to. I would love to. All the studies, because technically there is, the American Disabilities Act says that it's a $75,000 fine for someone to make you wear a mask if you have an undisclosed medical condition that prevents you from wearing a mask. And it's a HIPAA violation. So that note is out there. I think there's this business called Health from Within, and Dr. Cordie Williams, he might have some of those notes that you could saying obtain. I don't know. Maybe it's laying around somewhere. Just throwing that out there. Not saying to do that, but just saying it's out there, maybe, right?
Look it up.
But it's really interesting. We should have the choice to wear that or not wear that, right? And that's really what this is about. If your business is failing, if you are upset about the fact that your freedoms are being taken away, and you see how, like, if they can divide these rallies on race, then what are they able to do? They can slip in their agenda around freedom.
Yes.
And what I think you guys get, Myriam and Stephen, is that's not a Republican or Democratic thing. If we lose our freedom, that affects you regardless, excuse me, not irregardless, because that's not a word, regardless of what party you are.
Exactly.
Political affiliation doesn't
it affects everyone. And
go ahead, Myriam.
Even right now, I mean, here in California, I'm now going to I'm going to start being affected. I'm considered an essential worker. I'm a state employee.
Awesome.
But now we're going to get furloughed or getting our pay cut instead of getting our yearly raise. And it's all because we're in a deficit. Because why? Because our businesses are not opening. Our people are not working. They're on unemployment. So and then money is being given to the illegals. And even in my community where I work in Barstow, they're closing one of our veteran homes, and God knows where they're going to be relocated. And it's hurting the community. It's hurting the individual, the people that have given their lives for this country. And I don't know.
Thank you for saying that.
Thank you. And thank you for your service. I meant to say that at the beginning.
I love you guys, man. You guys are trying to make me cry over here. I'm serious. I'm a softie, man. I cry during the Lifetime Hallmark movies. Okay? I'm a softie. I'm a big softie.
We ain't gonna tell nobody.
What's that?
I said same here.
Oh, really? Oh, man. If like a dog dies or something, man, it's just, I'm in tough shape. And especially patriotic movies, man. Like when I hear that Kid Rock song, Born Free, it hits me, man. It hits me. That and Lee Greenwood, those are the two. We've been playing those a lot in the office because I really want people to get that this is such a time for us to come together. It's such a time for freedom, because even after we get out of this, and Myriam, I'm so glad you said that, even after they say, when they give us our constitutional rights back, because it's going to happen, right? People have been put in such a place of fear that they're not going to immediately go out and purchase things, and I'm not trying to be negative about that. I just kind of see the writing on the wall that way. And so what I really want our friends on either side of the aisle that are staying at home and abstaining is that this is going to affect everybody. It may not have hit your doorsteps yet, but it will. It's going to. Because the boom is coming. And what I mean by the boom is the other foot's about to drop on other people's lives. We're seeing the trickle down effect of some of it.
Yeah.
33 million people. And that was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
33 million people out of work. That was 2 weeks ago. That's a figure from 2 weeks ago. The destruction that this has created is, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it lasts a decade. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. But
we pray that you are.
Yeah.
No, so we pray that you are wrong.
Yeah,
in this situation.
But I mean, all the data is kind of pointing to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now, like I said, right now it's affecting those people whose businesses are closed and who work for those businesses that close. But now, like you say, it's trickling down to now people that are working, like myself. Now it's going to start affecting me. And God knows how far this is going to go if we don't put a stop to it, if we don't keep, raising our voices to this and letting them know that, take a stand, let them know it's not okay.
That's why it's important for us to
go ahead, Stephen.
With the Sacramento rally, it's important for us to show up, stand side by side, solidarity. It's one, exactly, so that they can see us.
Amen.
They can see our presence of all those who are being affected. You know what I'm saying? We need to stand together. It's again, like I said earlier, beautiful things happen when we stand together.
Yeah.
So we need to make the stand. We need to
and I'm not going to say that, yes, at all the rallies, it is a fact. There's a lot of Trump oriented voters.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is. But, it was really bad. The media took one thing out of Michigan and they ran with it. Gun-toting people and it's this and that. It's just not like that.
No, it's not.
The rally that I've been in California, has it not been every ethnicity, people that were loving, people that were kind, and people that were peaceful.
Right.
Just the amount of support and love and just amicability. Or what do you say it? Just people being amicable with each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I to this day, if anything, it's from the other side, I would say, that are more negative. And then we have had some people that are from the other side that are very supportive, and they're, like you say, they stand with us because they are being affected.
Absolutely.
They are starting to wake up to the reality of what's going on.
And Stephen, I appreciate you saying that, because as we close, if you guys don't have anything else, I guess what I would say is, and just really ask for your help, we need to it's unfortunate that, I almost feel like the media challenges us to say that, okay, we have to have this percentage of people of a certain ethnicity or a certain spiritual worshiping, group, or people that are, of a certain gender, or people that, have a certain sexual orientation. And I just want to take all that off the table. And Stephen and Myriam, what I want to ask for you guys, and I know I have it anyways, is just your help getting Americans. Let's get every American to feel safe. Yeah, exactly. Let's get everybody to buy a 1776 Forever Free t-shirt. And we're going to have to order a special one for you, big man. We're going to, what are you, like a quadruple X, a 4X?
I'm need 4Xs on that.
Okay, 4X. Okay. Well, you're going to help me, but we're going to get one for you 100%. Because I don't want to get you one that's like a belly shirt, right? You know what I'm saying? You get it over your arm, it rips, it shreds on one arm. But,
it'll rip.
Yeah, you can't get over his head. He's like, what are you talking about, Doc? You gave me your little sister's t-shirt. And I'm not like, no, Stephen, that's mine. Right? I'll be like, that's mine, bro. American made, of course. You can absolutely American made, 100%.
That's it.
But so the thing is we just want everybody to be there. Everybody that possibly can. May 23rd, this coming Saturday, couple of days from now, in front of the Capitol steps across from 10th Street. We got Kofi Anderson, Buzz Patterson, right, who carried the nuclear football for Clinton.
Legend.
I'm not going to even tell you the rest of the speakers that are lined up. You got to come and you got to find out.
That's it.
Those are some of the big names thus far, but it's just going to be a big family-friendly environment. Bring your kids, bring whatever, bring your barbecue, because we'd like people out there barbecuing, having a good time, right? It's just going to be a great time to just really, right before Memorial Day weekend, say, you know what? I support America. I support America. I support freedom, right?
Yes.
And that doesn't have a color. It doesn't have an ethnicity. It doesn't have a gender orientation other than the colors all around that American flag right now.
That's it. That's it.
That's all it's got, baby. That's all it is right there.
That's all it is. So everyone is welcome. Please join us. Like you said, bring your family, bring your friends.
Absolutely.
Just
support
each other. You'll see all the love that it's in these rallies. It's not just about the left or the right. It's about each other. It's about our freedoms. It's just about being an American.
Amen. I love that. Anything that you want to say in closing, Stephen?
Basically, look, I expect y'all to be there.
I love that, man. I love it. He's got the shades on too, man. Intimidating. Intimidating, baby. This guy's a big teddy bear though, but I like how he did that because
Yeah.
we need people here or we need people to get up there. And if you can't get up there, like I said, www.1776foreverfree.com, buy a shirt, donate it. You can go to the Liberty Fest CA website. We put that out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Understand, guys, if I say something wrong, the information's out there. I got 2 girls spinning overtime trying to just push stuff out, right? They're doing the best they can. Hannah and Alicia, props to them. But if you guys, Stephen and Myriam, if you guys could get on your Facebooks, your Twitters, your all the technical stuff and just share all this stuff.
Shared this link on
Praise God.
all my groups.
I love it. I love it. If you could share the scoop video on the megaphone, that'd be great. Share this video for sure. We're going to be blowing this one up too, because we just got to get the word out of it's inclusive.
We're all Americans.
Yes.
We are. Absolutely.
We're all Americans.
Thank you so much for your time, guys. I love you both. Make sure you guys text me because I'm buying you dinner. I love you both, and we're going to hang out and chill, okay?
Love you too. Thank you.
God bless you guys. Take care. All right, guys.
Bye.
See you later.